Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again. You know, there's something that's going on in our country that's not new, but it's stranger than fiction. We complain every day about one another, our actions, and how they might affect others. And it's everyday complaints. It appears to me as since I've been able to understand and to communicate through the English language, that continuously there have been complaints about those little things that we have to deal with in life every day, all of us as people. And it seems as if something should have happened to eradicate such problems as that. We can't call them minor problems because they have existed for so long till they are major problems, and they play major roles in the conflicts of our lives every day. But when I hear things that's said about people, ugly things such as, if I had the power, I would kill them. People who would say those kinds of things, especially when you are in reference to politics in America, and you hear the views of Trump and his cohorts, or those that just want to support Donald Trump, it's as if they are just ready to do anything. There's no evil that's beyond their grasp. They'll do it. I mean, this is how they come off. I'm not saying that they would actually do it, but many of them have actually responded in such a way to get the impression that if you push them to that point, they will definitely do it. But my concern of it is this, ladies and gentlemen. These people weren't born like this. They were taught this way by their parents. They were taught this way by their government. They were taught this way by their religious order. They were taught this way. Now, granted, there are others who were taught about peace. There were others who were taught about a better life and treating people like you want to be treated. They were taught this, and they will go to certain degrees of measure to see that this is protected. But out of both of these teachings, we live in the society like this, where you got a guy who has been held before the world as crooked can be, as crooked as Putin, as crooked as the guy in North Korea, as crooked as Hitler or Mussolini, as crooked as they come. And yet there are American people who say they love this country, who are willing to bag this crook back to the White House, help him steal it, do anything. And for some strange reason, this white man, these white people were thinking that they were so evil that other white people would let them get by with this. And to a certain degree, that has happened. But there are white people out there just as crooked, but they just don't walk down the vein that Trump walks down. And for Trump to think that he's so doggone evil and so fearful that other white men who would take down one of the greatest presidents that ever been in America, that was loved by the world, would take him down, would take down anybody, would allow this monster to come on the scene and threaten all of these white people who don't play that, just like he says he doesn't play it. They definitely don't play it. But this is what we have to live with every day, one way or the other. If Trump was back in office, all of those things that he said he would do to the public, he would probably do to the public. And who would be responsible? The whole nation would be responsible. Or if he does not become president, and Joe Biden, say for instance, he wins again, and he tried to do more things to make America feel better about themselves, is that sufficient enough? Would it get rid of those who are hating America today? Of course it would. Now, I don't understand what the big problem is, but as a social scientist and as one who has spent my entire life thinking that every human being was important, every human being was important, which gives me a lot of time to think about this kind of stuff. I see that according to just my own interpretation of my own life, that everybody on earth wants to be satisfied. That means that their needs, their wants, and their desires are present and that they are met. And in doing this, you allow people to experience their dreams. This, my friends, is what everybody wants, to live their dreams. But what entitles you to live your dreams? Sure, you're here in these bodies during these times, and you have, because you are a human being, basic human rights that's guaranteed to you by the one that made you, and also provided that meeting these needs, these wants and these desires are accessible, that you can do it. So some of the resources essential are in the earth, on the earth, or above the earth. Some of it is seen, some of it is unseen. And those who would benefit from it are we the people. And so we the people come here with skills, with aspirations and ambitions that motivates us to want to engage ourselves in particular ways in this life. And that was by design, that we might come and engage ourselves in the process of creating all of those things, those goods and services that we the people have determined are essential for us to be satisfied in this life. We engage ourselves so that no one would ever be homeless. We engage ourselves that no one would ever be hungry. We engage ourselves in such a way that no one would have to be absent in doing something. No unemployed, unengaged. No one would have to suffer a lack of education. No one would have to suffer a lack of health care. No one would have to suffer a lack of transportation and access to all of the other things that we the people have determined are essential and cause the manifestation thereof in such a degree, in such an abundance, that no one would have to suffer. Now to me, what the hell else could you want? You die to go to heaven, you can't beat this, because this is designed from the same basic principles of heaven. You have exercised, you have caused it to happen. You, the people of God, people of love, people of patience and truth, have turned America around and got rid of lying, got rid of cheating, got rid of stealing, got rid of hatred, got rid of racism, got rid of bigotry, got rid of homelessness, got rid of starvation, got rid of terror, got rid of war. This, my friends, and somebody asks, is anybody thinking about what will you do to make this a better world? Hey, I don't know if you are, but I do know what this will present. This would present that thy will is done on earth as it is in heaven. And if this is true, if what I'm saying to you today can actually happen, and it is not happening because you, the people, have not been thinking of it, because you've been championing that stuff that your parents taught you, that stuff that your parents taught you about taking folks' land, that stuff that your parents taught you about oppressing other people and treating them as slaves, and you just want to and house that inside of you and bed that inside of you and don't want to give it up. Don't want to give it up. And so you live in bondage. You live in hell. And when you think about the things that happened in Maui, Hawaii the other day, you heard what about it? You heard it was a wonderful place to go and visit, to go and show your money and relaxation and how good life has been to you. But all of a sudden, you turn around and all you can see is total destruction. Everybody that was living there basically lost everything that they have or had or got or don't got. Gone. They didn't have anything to do with it as far as they know. But fire, element of destruction came down upon them with the forces of the wind and wiped out that whole place, ladies and gentlemen. When you watch it on TV, you say, it's an amaze. How can this happen? It happened. And I ask you, who walking around here think you got the right to be superior to other people, what would you do? We know what you did when you want to stand up for what you consider your unequaled rights. We know you go around and burn up everything you can put your hands on. We know you go around and slaughter, and we know you learn that from your people. But we also know that those folks over in Maui, they didn't, as far as I know, do all the stuff that we're talking about today. But what happened to them. Is it justified? I don't know. Not even trying to judge that, but it happened. So what I'm saying is, what if it happens to you? Would you be judged? Would this be the result of your lack of compassion for one another? Would this be the result of your evil, devilish attitudes that you learned from your parents and you refuse to give up? Is this your hell that you have dedicated yourself to create and maintain? I don't know. It's just something that I thought I'd share with you. Because I'm sick and tired of living amongst human beings who think they are so doggone smart. And every day all you got to do is complain. Every day you don't come up with a solution. Your solution is to knock somebody else down or to tear somebody else down. You have no idea about how to lift anybody up, especially yourselves. And want to run the world, want to rule the world, want to talk about God, want to talk about what's right and what's wrong, and you're just as dark as you can possibly be through your actions. You can change that. That is in your hand. But let's see what you're going to do about that. We will see, because we're watching one another. But that won't change us. We got to go inside of ourselves and change ourselves if you want to see a change outside of ourselves. You got to have something to give. Eddie Marcus again, I want to thank you so very much for giving me this your moment. And until next time, goodbye.